It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Happy Monday. It is October the 6th, and I'm here alongside Paul Fletcher.
3 quick thoughts to start the day.
Lave.
This chillier weather is awesome. Garbage sounded amazing Saturday night at First Ave. And shout out to Rick from Monticello for stopping out to the Boot Barn yesterday.
Ryder?
Dreams really do come true. It's back today.
Chi-Chi's returns.
A celebration of food. Come on.
Very exciting. Okay, 0 to 10, real quick. Garbage. You said they sounded
9.
great. 9, Ryder?
What? 13.
13.
They were amazing. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was
Glad
a
to hear
really
it.
good night.
Shirley looked phenomenal. The stage was really, the light show that they used was simple but really, really cool, and they sounded great.
That's awesome. I was thinking of going over after the fact, and then I realized, I'm already been at Grumpy's for hours, and I don't have it in me to go anywhere else. It was one of those Saturday nights.
Sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah, things.
That's good,
you know
though.
what? One thing leads to another, and suddenly you realize I've just spent too long at Grumpy's. I got to go home because now I'm grumpy.
But that's a good day, though.
It's a Monday morning, and Paul Fletcher, I'm feeling Minnesota. Lay out some headlines, please.
Love Your Melon is back after a sale in 2022 to a New York company. One of the founders, Zachary Quinn, has purchased the company back. Not only that, but Love Your Melon's going to return with an 8,500 square foot pop-up shop at Mall of America with a build-your-own beanie studio. It'll allow you to customize it fully to your own personal desires. Whether in the shop or online, Love Your Melon will once again give a beanie to a child battling cancer or other conditions for every beanie sold.
Fantastic. I guess I'm the only one who had to Google what Love Your Melon is this morning.
I keep forgetting, too.
Okay.
Yeah, they see the hats all over the place. They put a big, giant billboard outside of First Ave. So
Got it.
there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like a plan.
A federal judge is blocking the Trump administration from sending any members of the federalized National Guard to Portland after they tried to skirt around her previous ruling. U.S. District Judge Karen Immergut, a Trump appointee, granted the motion for a temporary restraining order filed by the state of California last night. The motion stopped the deployment of up to 300 members of the California National Guard to Portland. The ruling is in effect until at least October 19, blocking sending of National Guard troops from anywhere.
It's fun when they send troops from one state to another, because I thought the war between the states was something that happened in the 19th century.
Foo Fighters have released a new live album. Foo Fighters are playing Where? Volume 1, so it indicates there are more coming, featuring live tracks recorded at surprise club gigs. The set is a Bandcamp exclusive and is available as a pay-what-you-want release, with proceeds going to local charities combating food insecurity in the cities where the shows took place. The band played surprise shows at the Fremont Theater in San Luis Obispo, California, where they introduced their new drummer, Elon Rubin.
Fair enough. No spontaneous combustion yet from him, right? Okay,
No.
Just making sure.
No.
Everything's good so
I
far.
have a feeling because the Foo Fighters are nerdy like this, they'll probably press it and release it at some point as like a bunch of EPs or whatever.
I would bet that's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Off the coast of Florida, a professional diving team recovered over 1,000 silver and gold coins from a 1715 Spanish shipwreck. Part of a fleet lost to a hurricane more than 3 centuries ago. Historians say about $400 million worth of gold, silver, and jewels were lost in the storm. This treasure's worth about $1 million, part of that disaster, which means there's plenty more to discover. So I'm guessing everyone's fleeing to that part of the world.
Okay, wait. So we've got 1 million of the how many millions
Estimated.
were lost?
Historians say 400 million.
Okay, so there's a lot of treasure out there.
There's a lot of treasure out
A lot
there.
of gold doubloons
Let's
down there at
get
the
it.
bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of people who don't realize how ill-prepared they are to make that launch, but they're going to go anyway because that's what we do.
That's right. I'm looking forward to the documentary about all the lives lost.
That's going to be right around the corner.
A suspicious package prompted a temporary evacuation alert of a building near the Vikings headquarters in Eagan yesterday. According to an emergency alert sent by Eagan police at 2:32, the suspicious package was discovered at 720 Vikings Parkway, and all clear was issued at 2:41 p.m. There are almost no details about the situation, though. There remains a mystery.
Cheese? Was it cheese?
I don't think so.
Poisonous cheese from the Packers?
Maybe.
Cheese, poisonous cheese. That's my favorite song from Oliver.
Yeah.
A 19-year-old college student suspected of vandalizing cars on the campus of Missouri State was arrested after he allegedly confessed to the crime in a conversation with ChatGPT. Authorities say Ryan Schaefer, a sophomore at the university, vandalized 17 cars, damaging mirrors, smashing windows, and denting hoods. Police reviewed surveillance footage and suspected Schaefer, so they paid him a visit. He denied having anything to do with the crime, but he gave investigators permission to search his phone, and they were able to determine that he was at the location around the time of the crime. They also discovered that he went on ChatGPT and asked several questions, including, "Is there any way they could know it was me, and will I go to jail?" Schaefer was arrested and charged with felony property damage. Perhaps that list we were just talking about of dumb professions.
Yeah.
This guy fits that bill.
Googling or going to ChatGPT. Is there any way they'll know it's me? In any context by any person ever, never do that.
What are you going to gain from that anyway? It's just like pointless.
Yeah, it's just you're smart enough to do the crime, not smart enough to get away from it, as with every criminal we've ever heard of.
Pretty much. Except, the ones we've heard of. You're right. The BBC has announced another David Bowie documentary. Bowie in Berlin covers the time he lived and recorded in the German city. It will be directed by Francis Watley, who helmed the network's previous Bowie films, Finding Fame, The Last 5 Years, and 5 Years. Bowie in Berlin will debut next fall.
The Berlin era of David Bowie's life, they should just tag that as Narcos Season 6.
Uh-oh.
My man was
Noted.
flying.
Yeah.
But hey, man, Heroes still sounds good to my ears.
I agree with that. 2 decades later, Quentin Tarantino's original cut of Kill Bill is coming to theaters. Tarantino had originally planned...
Original cut? Oh, my God. Like more?
I'm getting to that, yeah. Tarantino had originally planned the Uma Thurman martial arts flick as one movie, but it was eventually released as 03's Kill Bill Volume 1 and 04's Volume 2. Now, the 2 films will be merged together as Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, cutting out the cliffhanger ending from Volume 1 and including a never-before-seen 7.5-minute animated sequence. Tarantino wrote, "I'm so glad to give the fans the chance to see it as one movie," adding, quote, "blood and guts on a big screen in all its glory." Going to be released nationwide December 5th. Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair.
Bring a picnic lunch.
Yeah, even though I've done this at my house with the DVD player, like watch them both back to back, I will still go to the theater for this sucker.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
I didn't see either in a theater. I watched them both on a plane. I've seen them since on a TV, but the first time I saw both of these movies was on a transatlantic flight, and I went back to back going, oh my God, there wasn't enough wine on that plane to keep me going. It was nuts.
Yeah, bonkers.
I can't imagine that on the big screen.
Absolutely. It should be cool, though. I mean, you got to get some comfortable chairs, though, for that one.
Absolutely.
Comfortable seats.
Let's talk sports quickly. Minnesota Vikings got a win in London yesterday. Kevin O'Connell loves to talk about how, it's important to be your best when the best is required. That's a tagline. Hey, Carson Wentz, nice job, dude.
Yeah.
Last couple minutes of the game looked like the Carson Wentz pre-knee injury of the Eagles version of Carson Wentz. Right. He was fantastic. And it's helpful to remember before that injury, he was a really, really good NFL quarterback. Yep. Led the team down the field. They got a 21-17 victory with a great touchdown pass to Jordan Addison in like the final minute. 9 consecutive passes in that 71-yard drive. The 12-yard game-winning touchdown, 25 seconds to go. That's the way you like to do it. The Vikings were playing at that point without 3 offensive starting linemen and then a 4th because Christian Darrisaw had to sit out the 4th quarter. So, no position, as Sam Ekstrom said, no position is in the NFL has a bigger drop-off from first string to second string than the offensive line. And we had 4 subs in the game in the 4th quarter and still somehow won a game.
Unreal.
The Minnesota Gophers showed the Ohio State Buckeyes something. Opened the game with a drive and a field goal to take a 3-0 lead.
Yes!
And then they lost 42-3.
Oh.
But hey, that opening drive looked good, Drake Lindsay.
Imagine if there had been a thunderstorm and lightning strikes and they would have had to call the game after that opening drive.
Listen, Lindsay went 15 for 26, 94 yards, which doesn't sound that great, but he did not, and this is key, have a turnover against the best defense in the country.
Wow.
Listen, for a redshirt freshman, first trip to Columbus, it could be a lot worse. The Minnesota Wild have signed Philip Gustafson, a new extension, 5-year, $34 million. So he's in between the pipes. 27 years old. This is a great time to lock him in for 5 years.
Yeah.
Kirill Kaprizov was asked to comment, and Hang on, my Russian's not great, but I believe the translation was, that's a nice bag of peanuts for him.
Wow. I don't think he said that.
The butt fumble. Remember the butt fumble? Mark
Of
Sanchez,
course,
New York
yes.
Jets.
Oh,
Thanksgiving
God, yeah.
Day 2012, one of the most notorious plays in NFL history.
Yeah.
Again, Thanksgiving Day, Mark Sanchez, quarterback for the Jets, ran directly into the backside of his own teammate, offensive line Brandon Moore. He fumbled the ball. The Patriots picked it up and returned it for a touchdown. That was in a game in the second quarter where the Jets lost 3 fumbles and gave up 3 touchdowns in 52 seconds.
It was not a
It's
good day for
legendary.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's legendary.
Yeah.
And ever since then, now Mark Sanchez hasn't played since 2018, but he spends every waking minute of his life trying to figure out, how do I get people to forget about the butt fumble when they hear my name? Well, job done, Mark Sanchez.
What do you do?
Well, in Indianapolis on Friday night, this is how drunk he got.
Okay.
He confronted a truck driver who was parking at the loading dock outside of a Westin Hotel in downtown Indianapolis. Why is Mark Sanchez at the loading dock of a Westin Hotel? That's how drunk he was. He sees a truck pull in, a 69-year-old man who wears hearing aids but didn't have them in because it was midnight, and he's just going there to change out the oil in the fryers for the restaurant because that's his job.
Okay.
Sanchez accosted him and said, you don't have permission to be here. The hotel does not want his fryer oil replaced. And then Sanchez jumped into the man's truck and tried to back it out. The gentleman, again, he's not wearing hearing aids.
Yeah.
He has them. He's not wearing them because he didn't think he would need them. He said Sanchez smelled of alcohol. Couldn't understand a word he said. He was slurring so much. When Sanchez jumped into the truck, the driver was not able to retrieve his cell phone. Sanchez shoved him. The man, fearing he was in danger, pepper sprayed Sanchez. Sanchez kept coming.
What?
The man pulled a knife and stabbed Mark Sanchez, who went to the hospital with serious injuries and was arrested in his hospital bed. Butt fumble who?
Yeah.
Nice job, buddy.
Jeez.
That if you're handcuffed to a hospital bed
With
stab
life-threatening
wounds,
injuries.
you might have hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Holy Hannah.
Anyway, that butt fumble was still hilarious.
That was a pretty funny day.
Golden Valley. It's a
Jeez.
lovely little spot just west of here.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Fun fact, was there yesterday.
Yeah, part of Westopolis.
Yeah.
Oh, did you have to take Chauncey to the vet?
No,
Okay, good.
nothing like that.
Okay.
Were you down in the valley?
Just was not down in the valley.
Okay.
Just tooling around looking at stuff.
Oh.
Might have been
always
looking at
fun.
houses. You never know. Just these things happen on a Sunday. And then the storm hit, and then it was like, screw this. Let's go watch some more football.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Let's talk about jobs, Reed. Don't have to be all that bright to get ahead.
Okay.
The first one that comes to mind after hearing Pretenders Brass and Pocket, music writer, critic. Because Chrissy Hind was, in fact, writing reviews
Sure.
of bands and albums in London as a young, aspiring journalist from Akron, Ohio. And but she pulled off the rarest of all tricks. We said last week, it's really rare when a producer then starts a band.
Oh,
Butch
yeah.
Vig, very
Yes.
successful
Yeah.
producer,
Good call.
did the thing most people say not to do. You've made hit records for other people. Don't go make your own record. No one wants to hear it. Well, he was kind of smart, hired some cool dudes and Shirley Manson, and Garbage was born. And, of course, 30 years later, they're still Garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the one that slipped through the cracks. Chrissy Hind, the music critic who got in some people's faces about how much their band sucked, and after hearing people say, well, let's see you do better, finally said, I think I will.
Okay, yeah.
Damn. Drop the
Nice.
pen, pick up the guitar, and look what happened.
Hell yeah.
So good job, Chrissy. She was not your average music writer. She was obviously very talented and very, very bright.
Yeah.
There are a lot of jobs out there for people. You don't have to be the smartest guy in the world. What job has dumb people that really make good money? That's the question. And, of course, there's really no wrong answers, because let's just go ahead and get this one out of the way so people don't have to feel the need to say it. Every job in the world is someone's dumb. If it's out of your expertise, a dumb person's doing something, blah, blah, blah. I don't want that. I really want you to think about it. And I'm going to start right here. And I'm dealing with one right now. Real estate agents. Come on, man.
no.
And I know some realtors that are brilliant at it and at other things.
Yeah.
And I know some that are just it's a two-before with a face.
Sure.
Come on.
And I've got a wife right now who's studying it all. It's hard to believe.
A bright gal, though.
She is.
She's gonna be on the be side of the ledger.
She will be, but the thing is, though, it's hard to believe that anybody in that business can be a dum-dum, because I'm just watching all the information she's having to absorb and retain. It's man, doesn't seem like it's one for dum-dums, but there are plenty of them out there.
But plenty of them haven't retained.
Oh my God, yeah, for sure.
Got to be real good at paperwork for that stuff.
I think that's exactly it.
Details
How about just general salespeople across the board? Now, again, some of them are brilliant.
Some of them rock.
But there's a lot of Jerry Lundegaards out there.
Sure.
You've got to have a charisma, and you have to be able to just let things roll off your back, I think, and not get too uppity and too downity.
You can't get caught up in that true coat. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Yeah. My first thought was us, but then I rember you said good money.
Hey, that's exactly right.
Yeah, that's...
No, I'm not talking about radio from the 90s. Radio now. Probably goes without saying. Politicians, you have some really smart ones, and you got some real... not so smart, but willing to do anything ones.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're probably all fairly intelligent. It's just that one's more about scruples.
There's a level of desperation, because I look at a lot of politicians, and I have my entire life, and I feel like I have to say this on both sides of the aisle because it's very true. Where you go, I wouldn't buy a used car from that guy. I wouldn't let that guy clean my gutters. I wouldn't let that guy watch my kid. And here they are, and they're running for national office. Go figure.
Right.
Happens.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Happens to the worst of them. Mm-hmm. But
I got one, and I think it's kind of counterintuitive because there's a lot of schooling involved. But did doctors make the list? Because you yank away those nurses, those physician's assistants, somebody who knows how to draw blood, and they're totally screwed.
No, there's some. Boy, talk about all one side of the brain, all not an ounce of social understanding. Oh man,
Yeah, I guess that's a good one.
It's like a movie scene or a TV scene. My brother, Jim, had 2 different times he had a surgery on his spinal cord.
Okay.
He had a cyst inside his spinal cord that had to be removed. Johns Hopkins, Baltimore. It's a very, very delicate surgery.
That's a fancy-ass hospital.
Very fancy, and it's a serious thing. And his surgeon, who was brilliant and did that, opened up a spinal cord, removed a cyst. I met this guy once, and within 9 seconds, I almost choked him out. I was like, he comes in, he's like, we're getting ready for surgery. I'm with my brother. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. You might be paralyzed. I'm losing my mind.
Yes.
And the guy comes in, he's like, how you feeling? Yep. Okay. We're going to get in there. We're going to take care of this. And Jim's like, yeah, I feel good about it. And then my sister-in-law, she's like, okay, Doc, come on now. She's being kind of funny. She's like, we got you, man. We believe in you. Your belief doesn't really mean a thing to me. I'm here to do a job. It was just like, wait, what? And he said a few other things and walked out. And my brother, who worked in the medical field, he's like, no, I want that guy. Trust me. That's what I want. I don't want a guy opening up my spine wondering if my wife's belief is going to be enough. And the part of my brain that's logical, I get it. And the other part was like, I'm following that guy down the hall, and I'm kicking his ass. I was just like, man, come on.
One of the oldest doctor cliches in the bedside manner, dummy.
That's it.
Like, come on.
Oh, it was great. Well, that's not really going to have anything to do with whether this will be successful or not. Your husband's going to walk if I'm brilliant.
He's
like, wow.
He's focused and confident.
Oh,
I suppose you do want that. We did get a text from Tim.
Let's have it.
Seems like these days a meteorologist could be done by anyone, because I can't remember the last time the weatherman was accurate about rain or snow.
Okay. I
think it depends on the timeline. Yeah.
But you have to have some brain to read all the data, et cetera, and digest it all and interpret it in a way that we can understand it. I don't know.
Somebody put in truck driving. Let me say this. No. You ever try to drive a truck? Man, those things are impossible. And every truck driver I know, every truck and bus driver I know, when they've done that job for a while, if they're good, they stay around. They never use GPS or maps, maybe for traffic.
Oh, no.
But I was touring for years with bus drivers and truck drivers, and you'd be in, let's just pick it, you're in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you have to drive overnight to Birmingham, Alabama. They don't look at their map. They don't look at anything. They're like, which hotel? Okay. Every one of those guys is a homing pigeon. Just tell them where you're going, give them the hotel or the venue 600 miles away, and they just go there. Yeah, I'm all pro driver, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be.
As my mom used to say on the highway, honey, he's at his office now. Give him room. Yeah, I was raised to respect the truckers.
That's right.
Tom Petty sang "The Waiting is the Hardest Part." Mm-hmm. We all agree.
We do?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
waiting's good for us. Waiting's a
No.
good thing. Yes, it is. Science wants you to know. Okay, do you ever enjoy the process of waiting for
Yes.
anything? Is there a time when you're waiting for something and you savor it? What is it? What's your...
I mean, any of the big holidays, like even as a kid, I was like, I started to realize that the anticipation was like the best part
sure.
of waiting for Christmas, whatever. More recently, I think we've talked about this before, watching the show 24. Waiting in between every week, my mom and dad and I would always talk about like we talked about that like almost daily leading up to the next episode. It was awesome. Like it was part of the experience.
Emotional regulation on display. Well done, Paul Fletcher. Ryder is rolling her eyes so much her head's about to explode.
Yeah, no, and as soon as Fletcher brought up holidays, it was we would go to Grandma B's house for Christmas Eve, and there'd be just a giant pile of presents under the tree that nobody could touch until not only we had finished dinner, but the table was cleared and the dishes were done. Pure torture. And then Dad would throw in there, hey, kiddo, when I was your age, we had to wait for Grandpa to smoke his cigar before we could open up presents.
Ryder, would you sing like family carols and all that crap too?
Oh, no, none of that.
They made us do that. Dinner, clearing everything, make sure everything's done first, and then we had to sing and etc.
Wow.
Before we could dig into presents.
I might have burned the house down.
So,
fair enough.
I thought Ryder was going to say, and then they would all gather around the tree and sing Gridiron Heroes, the Detroit Lions fight song. But no, I guess that's not the case. So here's the thing. Here's why waiting is actually good for you.
Okay.
It does improve your self-control. It is an exercise in patience. And as I mentioned, regulating your emotions, that's going to help you in the long run. I've said this many times because it's true. I'm great at waiting. I'm phenomenally patient because I grew up online.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just, or I should say, in line.
And not on the internet, but
No, I mean, I grew up in a line.
In a line, yeah.
As the eighth kid, it's like a lot. You know, even sitting at the dinner table, if we all sat down together at once, you think the mashed potatoes came to the kid first? No, it was like everybody passed everything. I was probably in fourth grade the first time I ever had clothes that were mine originally. You're in line. You're number 8, and it goes by age. I only sat in the front seat of the car if I was alone with a parent. It's like, no, you're in the back seat, dude.
Yeah.
It was just built into me to be patient.
Yeah.
I work on being impatient. I work on getting, no, hey, hang on. I was here for,
No, I want this now.
No, I'm the guy who I grew up. If like someone cut in front of line, I'd be like, oh, well, they're probably in a hurry. And then one day I'm like, wait a minute. No. Hey, dude.
Oh, well.
Back off.
Oh, well, they were a 7th child.
If you savor it, exactly. Waiting can be fun. And to your point, it's the anticipation, the countdown. Those things are great. That applies unless you are in the modern age. Very hard to imagine, but unless you are in a 10 or 12-hour trip somewhere and there's no smartphones, that would be unimaginable.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Probably unimaginable. I mean, we could do it. We just have to remind ourselves. I
remember the first time I saw a car that had video screens on the headrests of the front seat, so the kids in the back could watch TV or DVD players in the car, and just thought to myself, man, those are the worst parents in the world. And I thought about that as I bought a DVD player and screens to put on our car. Because at some point I was like, wait a minute, hang on. My parents would have done this. They just didn't have the option.
Yes.
My parents would have given us opium if they could have gotten it for a long road trip. Who am I kidding?
You guys didn't play ditch bingo?
Oh, my gosh.
That's what we did. We played ditch bingo to pass the time.
I don't know what ditch bingo is.
It's just like, whatever. You see a cactus or, it depends on where you're driving. You're just looking for stuff out in the, as you're driving through whatever landscape you're looking for things and you're crossing it off.
Wow, we did the license plate game, and then we did
that too.
We did Johnny Went on a Trip alphabet game. You have to list everything by and see who can remember that. A lot of that, and then we just had a lot of let's keep it down. Dad's concentrating. Shh. No, keep it down. Yeah, a lot of tamping down in the back seat of the station wagon.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the Morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. I always said REM, they pulled off a pretty neat trick when they made rock stations all across America play a mandolin back in 1991. No one saw that coming.
Yeah, good call.
So we're putting together a Monday morning mixtape. As it is Monday morning, songs that mention bars and or restaurants. No shortage of text messages have come in.
Got a bunch. Charlie had a good one. Trampled by Turtles. Kelly's Bar. It's about a bar down in Red Wing.
Oh, nice.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mike came up with a classic from Warren Zevon.
Well, sure.
Leho Forks.
Leho Forks, baby.
Yeah, heck yeah.
All right, bonus points. Name that rhythm section on Werewolves of London. Who played the track?
What? I know you played it at one point.
No,
you hung out with Warren Zevon.
No, I played on his version of "Knocking on Heaven's Door."
I feel like you
from the Wind. When Werewolves of London was recorded, I was a child.
Well, obviously, yeah, I got that part.
Here's your rhythm section:
Who is
John
it?
McVie and Mick Fleetwood.
Oh no way!
Wow!
How about that?
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's good to pull in some high-powered friends for a track.
Oh yeah.
Katie had one too. I don't know if you'll call it low-hanging fruit, but it's a good one nonetheless. Suzanne Vega's Tom's Diner.
Sure.
That's a good one.
I'm trying to think of, does she ever name drop Tom's Diner in the lyrics?
I don't think she does.
Or is it
It's
like
just the song title,
Led Zeppelin
actually.
thing
Yeah.
where it has nothing to do with the actual song.
Yeah.
The first thing that came to my head too, instantly. First was, and I wish it was backwards because I would feel cooler. But the first thing I thought of was sucking on a chili dog outside a Tasty Freeze because it's just one of those things. But right behind it, the coolest Irish band of them all. Come on, Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
Down at Dino's Bar and Grill, baby. If the boys want to fight, you better let them.
Oh, yeah.
Man, Phil was the man.
Oh, he was. Was Dino's a real place, or is it something that all the Irish bars claim to be?
My understanding is that it was a real place.
Okay.
Oh.
That could be wrong.
Nice.
But that's what I've always been led to believe. I'll go deep with Thin Lizzy anytime. Even their bad stuff is really
still
cool.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I kind of have a new dream. I think I want to open a Tasty Freeze
Oh, really?
in Minnesota. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Only if there's chili dogs there,
How
man.
about this? Have the guts to open a Tasty Freeze and not offer chili dogs.
Man, that's not living life
That's
right.
just silly,
I'm sorry
right?
to
That's
say.
just silly. That's silly talk.
651-989 Rock. That is your Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Test line. Load them up. We got a morning mixtape. We're still trying to cap it all off, if you will. Songs that will reference bars and or restaurants.
This one's an interesting one. I haven't heard this one before. White Castle Blues by the Smithereens. That came in from Derek. I'm not familiar with that song.
Oh, man. Shoot us a link, Derek. Yeah.
The
Sounds good,
Smithereens. Well, they're from New Jersey, so that checks out.
Copacabana. That one got mentioned by with no name.
Mike called in with Mr. Worley mentions the CC Club by the Replacements.
If you ain't learning, you ain't living, or so they say. So let's
They do
get to
say that,
living. Yeah. What are the sort of skills? What should we all know at least a little bit about? There's a lot of things. Look, at the ripe old age of how old I am, I think, man, I really wish I'd known that sooner. Or I still sometimes go, I really should learn that one of these days.
Okay.
And I haven't got around to it. But there's some pretty basic stuff I think we can all agree kind of important for everyone to know how to do. And I'm just going to throw one out there. You got to know how to make good coffee.
Oh, I was real old before I even learned how the coffee machine worked, sort of.
I was right there with you. That was kind of a joke. But on a bunch of suggestions, that's one of them. And I'm like, stop.
Really?
You don't need to.
Okay.
There's a coffee shop on every corner. That's one thing you don't. There was a time when that was probably worth a little bit more than it is right now. But how about this one?
Okay.
Just basics. Just cooking and knowing how the washing machine works. Cooking and laundry.
Cooking and laundry.
Real important for anybody, I think, at any time.
Thumbs up on that. But now you got the Uber Eats and the DoorDash on your
That's
phone,
true.
and you don't need to know how to cook so many things anymore.
I got both of those in short order. By the time I was in 7th grade, I was doing my own laundry.
Nice.
Not exclusively, but when I needed something, I knew, don't even go ask, just go start a load.
Right.
My mom had shown me how to use that stuff and said, this is going to help you a lot. And then also, learn how to make a sandwich, a can of soup, mac and cheese, some basics very early in life. And that was another one, too, because when The parents are gone. I have older siblings. I'm hungry. They're going to make me stuff like, okay, I'll make you a turkey and orange slice sandwich. And then you take a bite. You're like,
going to mess with you. Yeah, for
okay,
sure.
Hey, here's a peanut butter and onion sandwich. And you're 2 bites in before you realize, I got to throw up now. So, yeah, making my own food was a priority.
I've actually got the 12-year-old, almost 13-year-old is in FACS class, which when we were younger, we called it home ec.
Okay.
And
what's it called now?
FACS, FACS. I don't remember what it all stands for, but actually, it's Family and Consumer Sciences is what they call it now.
Oh,
but
sure.
Family and wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's right up there with. She's doing sewing right now and hates it. But they're going to get to boiling water and all that kind of stuff. It's like it's
sure.
All those things. You just I think about the stuff that they're learning. I'm like, God, yeah, this is just crap that we just do.
At my school, they had a class like home ec, but for boys. And so we were the Blazers, and it was called Blazer Batching. Batching as in bachelor living, things you need to know.
Wow.
But this is one thing they did, balance a checkbook. And they talked about money management and balancing a checkbook. And, okay, this is how much you're making. This is how much you save for taxes. This is how much you invest. This is how much. I'm in, 10th grade going, huh? Do what now?
Right.
I'm like, wait, if I'm making $120 a week, I have to work. That'll be more than I'll ever need. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to the money management part. But man, is there anything more important for a young person to understand is how money works?
I mean, now that's all in my phone, too. The TrueStone app balances my quote-unquote checkbook that I don't even actually have checks for, even though I've had the account for 2 or 3 years.
Right. Okay.
But I'm never going to write a check. So, computers have taken over a lot of the things. But, Fletcher, the boiling water thing, computers can't do that, at least not yet.
Well, and the other
she hasn't boiled water yet? You haven't taught her that?
No, we really haven't. It's that's a pretty serious, we think of it as really, really simple and basic, but that's a pretty, a lot of harm can come from that if you don't do it correctly and you're not being trustworthy, etc. What I find is interesting is that in today's version of home ec, they're actually teaching nutrition and stuff now too, but they also bring in the financial aspect, which I don't remember really learn. I guess we did balance checkbooks, I suppose, back in the day. But the nutrition thing is interesting because, I had no clue how to eat right coming out of high school.
We saw a food pyramid, but that's all been thrown out by now.
Oh, that's right.
That thing still works, by the way. The food pyramid totally works.
Here's one that's probably more important here than most places. And seriously, okay, Ryder, you first. How good are you? How good are you in a pinch? You don't have a lighter. You don't have matches. Can you start a fire?
Ooh.
Out in the woods.
No lighter, no matches, no fire, man.
Not happening?
Nope.
Any chance, Fletcher, you can get a fire going without a lighter or matches?
I'm going to put the percent chance at 3 to 5% chance.
My percent chance is whatever the odds are of lightning striking.
I was going to suggest that. Run around with a big piece of metal in your hand during a storm, and hopefully you get lucky. And by lucky, I mean right before the lightning hits, you throw it in the air.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I got going.
In a pinch, life's depend on it, you think you could figure it out, how to get fire going?
Oh, God, no. Not a chance.
I mean, we've seen it on TV, right? I would imagine if we applied some of those theories, it's got to work.
When I see guys on reels, they still have get your flint stock. They have these words that you just kind of hear and stuff and whatever. Yeah, no, getting a fire going with just some wood and just rubbing it together. It's got to be the right kind of wood.
Dry moss. It's got to be softwood,
right?
Like
I think pencil shavings. I don't know. I should pay more attention.
I'd like to think that if my life depended on it, I'd figure it out, but...
skills everyone should learn. The essentials. I talked about building a fire. We're clueless. We're hopeless. Yeah. Don't take us out into the wintry woods unless you got a Zippo in your pocket. That's the tip that we've all come up with. Plenty of suggestions came in on the text line. Paul, give me one.
Yeah, Alan in Minneapolis actually said you can start a fire with your glasses and the sun. And he's done it.
Yes. He learned it in Boy Scouts, and he has actually made that work.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
I hope
not
it's not
sure
cloudy.
if you need to be nearsighted or farsighted on this one.
Yeah,
maybe you flip them a different way. Who knows?
Yeah,
That's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good. I like that one.
My luck, though, it'd be cloudy the day that I need to save my own life with a fire.
Okay, well. Let's see what else we got here.
Know what direction you're facing. That's from Keith. Think about it.
Ooh, yeah.
If you don't have a compass or you don't have your internet, can you figure out which way is north? Think about that.
I can if I'm in the city. It's based on which side of the street, you'll see the 25th the street east or whatever. I can figure it out that way. But you put me in the woods and I'm screwed.
Oh, just find the sun.
I gotta send this clip. This is worth putting on socials for the weird nerds like me who find this stuff fascinating. There's a TED Talk. I'll get the name. There's a linguist, this scientist woman I follow, and she gave a TED Talk about language and how language changes, so dramatically from culture to culture.
Yes.
Even from, like, say, Spanish to Italian, and what's feminine, what's masculine,
right.
blah, blah, blah. But she tells this whole story about there's a tribe in Africa where every bit of their language is based on direction. They don't say, like, hey, I noticed your left leg is limping. They say, like, hey, you're limping on the southwest side of your body. Like, everything is directionally based.
Wow.
Because they're nomads, and the direction they're facing is a literal matter of life and death at all times. And the entire language is based on directions. And that's it's fascinating.
That is
super crazy stuff. And, of course, I'm thinking about it in terms of just... I know when I'm driving into the sun at 4 p.m. I'm like, I must be driving west. I mean, that's like that's as far as I take that sort of thing.
Yeah, but that'll get you
good to know.
That'll get you oriented.
It certainly does. When I first got to town, here's what drives me crazy about Minneapolis: is it's a grid like downtown,
absolutely,
but it's tilted.
A little
so
bit,
you're going northwest or southeast. You're not going northwest, south, or east. You're doing it, and that drives me crazy. I'm like, guys, come on. Just north and south and east and west this thing and give guys like me a break.
That's not how the river runs, man.
But you know what? We could have gridded all around. We could have dealt with it. Man.
Mark in Chippewa Falls says putting air in a low tire. That's a good skill to have.
It's important.
I like Kevin's. Kevin said basic skill. When you throw the football across the room and you break the vase, when you're a kid, blame it on your brother or sister.
What do you do when you're a grown-up?
Well, by then you don't hit the vase.
Okay.
Because you got awesome precision accuracy.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting myself.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
I am going to interrupt this broadcast right now.
You're hijacking. What are you doing?
I'm hijacking.
Okay.
There's a band from Canada with which you may have a passing familiarity called Rush.
Oh, I thought you for sure you were going to say Nickelback.
Neil Peart, drummer for Rush, passed away in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
January-ish.
That was a bummer.
You know what's interesting? It was on this very day in 2020 that the world lost Eddie Van Halen as well.
Oh, no.
So in that
Holy
year,
smokes.
we lost arguably the greatest drummer in rock history and arguably the greatest guitarist in rock history.
Wow.
At least both members of anybody's short list that knows what they're talking about.
For sure.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen cannot possibly be replaced. Neither
No.
can Neil Peart. Unless this just in, Rush will be hitting the road next year.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
The band Rush will kick off their 50-something tour next year. 2 nights in July in Chicago. That's all we can guarantee. That's all we can offer up right now. Little bits of information dropping in like breadcrumbs. They're going to play 2 nights in Chicago in July.
Wow.
I don't know who the drummer is. I'm not seeing it here. You're probably going to have a chance to win a trip to see this band in Chicago on 92
Hell
KQRS
yeah.
at some later date. Holy crap.
Wow. Not only a tour, but then we're also going to give you a chance.
Geddy Lee and
go to
Alex
Chicago,
Lifeson
huh?
apparently are like, hey, we kind of missed this. And holy crap, who is the drummer going to be for that? Early money, I know everyone's going to go, oh, it's got to be Josh Freese because he gets every single gig on earth.
Right.
But we shall see soon enough, I imagine. That is really something. Rush going on the road next year. Damn. And you know what? Why not? Go for it, fellas. Go enjoy it. I bet Neil Peart would be perfectly fine with that.
I would imagine that
Seriously.
he would be. Yeah, for sure. Who was it that you were speculating that, or somebody that you said could totally do it?
The first name to me is Danny Carey from Tool.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That guy's got 15 arms, I think.
Yeah, no, he could. That's the first name that comes to mind, but we shall see. But that is pretty fascinating. Sorry.
Only 7 cities on this tour.
Oh, you're seeing more. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
What do you got?
What do we got for cities?
Yeah. Anything
LA,
here?
Mexico City, Fort Worth, Chicago, New York, Toronto.
Wow.
Cleveland. Oh, must be some kind of rock and roll Hall of Fame deal.
Or they lost a bet.
I guess.
Man, here it comes.
Jeez.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I think
I
that was worth you hijacking things for. That was awesome.
Okay, now it's hitting the it's all over the old internet. And here, by the way, drumming for the band will be Annika Niles, an award-winning German composer and producer who has previously toured with Jeff Beck, among other people. Holy smokes. That's really something. Hey, you want to replace Neil Peart? Go get a German woman on the kit. Right on.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Must know her way inside and out around music.
Someone's profile is about to explode.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Fair
that's
enough.
good stuff.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Here is your last word. As I say often, the best criminals are the ones you never hear of.
Sure.
A lot of people are smart enough to get the crime, to do the crime, but then they don't get away with it. And sometimes it's most astonishing. This is the leader of the you got to be kidding me crime got caught.
Okay.
2003, Antwerp, Belgium. A group of thieves pulled off probably the most audacious heist in modern history. $100 million worth of gold, diamonds, and jewelry from a vault in the Antwerp Diamond Center.
Wow.
They bypassed 10 layers of security. Infrared heat detectors, magnetic fields, seismic sensors, even a lock that had 100 million possible combinations. They got through all of it.
Damn.
With meticulous precision, to say the least. And again, walked out with $100 million of jewelry and diamonds and gold.
Okay.
They were undone because somebody, after the heist, left behind a little DNA in the forest where they met up in the form of a half-eaten salami sandwich.
No.
Guys,
How?
clean up after your picnics, especially when you have 100 million in hot jewelry in your bag.
So close.
A half-eaten salami sandwich. Left it behind. It was discovered. They figured out who it was from DNA, and one domino fell, and then another, and all these guys were caught.
Oh, man.
Seriously.
To be fair to the criminals, how did a bear or whatever animal not come through and scoop up the salami sandwich?
I'm not really sure. That's a great question.
Jeez.
Man, salami. Come on.
What year was this?
This is 2003, baby. Wow. Tomorrow on Gorman in the Morning, we're going to play WTF, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, Riders Edition.
Oh, hell
She's
yeah.
already rubbing her hands together.
Love it.
There's never, it's, well, you know what? No knock to Fletcher or myself. You always have the best ones.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I
See?
try.
We try.
Yes.
But we try and you do. That's how that works. You know what's happening on this show tomorrow as well?
What?
Henry, don't call him Hank, Winkler.
No
The
way.
Fonz
Yes.
will be joining us at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Fletcher, what's coming up next?
Well, I've got those two keywords for $1,000, but also going to be during the 2 o'clock hour, that Rush flyaway.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So be listening to the 2 o'clock hour. I'm still getting the details.
That makes perfect sense. Keep it right here on Minnesota's 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.